Warning, the following show features stunts performed either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Accordingly, MTV and the producers must insist that no one attempt to recreate or reenact any stunt or activity performed on this show.
Okay, guys, we're gonna skate down the stairs. These stairs. Watch out for the door. You ready?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another amazing, excellent episode of Cocktails and Convos. My name is Chris, and my pronouns are he, him.
My name is Shane, and my pronouns are he or they.
And my name is Tyler, and my pronouns are he, him.
Also, you might notice something different today. We are not using a green screen because we decided to say, fuck that.
Yeah,
It kind of looks shitty. I mean, it didn't look shitty, but it kind of looked shitty.
I mean, we're having some issues with it, so we decided to do something a little bit more organic and just...
Yeah.
And orgasmic.
And orgasmic. Organic and orgasmic. Also, you may notice another difference here. Our good friend Tyler, who introduced himself today, who is AttackingTucans on YouTube. He is wonderful. Give him a follow. His name is Tyler. We love you. Thank you so much for being here.
No,
yeah,
thank you for having me. Any excuse to drink is
That's
an excuse
real.
I will accept.
I'm gonna be really honest with everybody. This was really organic. We rolled in, and Tyler was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Can I hang out?" And we're like, "Fuck yeah, man! Come hang out with us. Come chill with us."
I'm a very
go.
curious person. That's how 90% of my experiences happen in life, is me just kind of shoving myself in a little bit. Be like, hey, can I join? Like, hey, it's your boy.
It's your boy. What's up? All right. So today we are talking about what would you do? Oh, right. The drink of the day. Thank you, Ted. Show your drink of the day for them too so they see it. Yeah. Well, today you may notice we are not necessarily drinking a cocktail. Our episode today is about what we would do for fame, centering around people doing internet challenges, a big thing we're going to be talking about today. So today we decided to do a drinking challenge.
The only people I've ever seen do this on YouTube were Tyler Oakley and Mamrie Hart.
They did this?
Yeah.
Goddamn, I thought we were the worst. I love those two, by the way. Shout outs to them. But we are doing Edward 40 hands. Ted so graciously taped up our hands. Again, we weren't necessarily prepared.
No one used the spider web tape? What? What do you guys have against the spider web tape?
They're a little scary.
I didn't...
It is scary. Look at the spider
didn't-
on here. You have to zoom in. It's kind of creepy. It looks evil. Yikes.
I didn't use the tape. I just sat here and
Ted
waited to
taped
be
you up.
taped up.
Also, make sure if you are imbibing at home with us, make sure you drink responsibly.
Please.
Maybe don't necessarily do what we're about to do in 15 minutes that,
Yeah, please don't...
be safe. Yes.
Please don't play Edward 40 hands.
So the rules of Edward 40 hands are we are not allowed to take these off until we drink all of both of the 40s. So this is going to be a really interesting episode today. And so today's episode is a little less of a research episode because it's more opinion-based. A lot of there's a few statistics and things here and there that we're going to be getting into.
Oh, I have some opinions.
Yeah, Tyler's got some thoughts on this one. One of the reasons we had 3 episodes we're filming today, just so you guys, pull the illusion up. One of the reasons we picked Tyler for this episode was because he's like, I've done dumb shit. And we're like, perfect, okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
So,
Let's go.
Shane, why don't you kind of set us up for what we're going to be talking about today?
All right. So, like we said, we're going to talk about, the dumb things people do on the internet to get famous. And so, a little bit more in depth is we're going to talk about, is it problematic that we kind of support this and encourage this, sometimes dangerous
And you mean we
behavior?
as consumers of internet media
Yeah,
So
content?
I don't think we support it. I think what happens is somebody does something stupid. Everybody detests it so much that people are like, what are people so mad about?
I didn't even
and
think
then
about
that's
that.
what makes them famous is everyone's
Inadvertently
Yeah,
watching
is
something
everyone
that happens.
collectively hating this person so much.
I mean, that's
I didn't even think
an
about that.
interesting...
I didn't
take
even.
on it.
I
I mean,
never
I
thought
think
about
that's
that way.
Definitely true. I think there's a lot of different ways.
It's the whole entire,
that-
there is, it's
But,
not
I mean,
all under one canopy.
I don't necessarily think that it's supporting in this traditional sense, but we're still consuming it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're still consuming the media.
And earlier when I said we were talking about this and I talked about the fire challenge and you were like, oh, what's that? We still looked up the video of someone
you guys
doing
immediately jumped to a
We
video of some
immediately-
asshole lighting himself on fire.
we were like, let's watch this guy
Like
light
I said, I
himself
think it
on
comes from
fire.
people's curiosity because somebody does something
Absolutely.
stupid, somebody detests it. I can't believe people are doing the Tide Pod challenge. Then someone isn't looking at the Tide Pod Challenge to support the Tide Pod Challenge. They're looking it up because they're like,
it's a beautiful
what
train
is
wreck.
that? They don't want to like be out of the loop. People want to like know what people are talking about.
Yeah.
People like
crazy.
to complain about and talk about stupid people doing stupid shit.
I'm so glad you're here, Tyler, because you have a perspective that is unique from Shane and I, because you have been, I would say, on the internet longer and a person who produces media longer than we have by a long shot.
Oh yeah.
So it's a really good perspective because, like I said, you present something I didn't even think about when we were researching the topic. So I'm really happy about that. So I appreciate
90% of my media consumption is YouTube.com.
that. Fair. So
Whatever.
I think a big thing to think about is how, as a content creator who maybe, and this isn't says any of us specifically, but as a content creator who maybe does challenges or riskier things or things for that kind of attention, is that a behavior that encourages more behavior like that because some people get notoriety off of that behavior? You know, do you guys think that spawns more copycat type things? From
Personally, I would say definitely yes.
Yeah.
Anything that gets anybody popularity of any like sliver, people are going to try to recreate and do it themselves because so many people in this world are just looking for attention.
Yeah, it's real. Everyone wants their 15 minutes of anything, of fame, of attention of any kind.
I mean,
But in my opinion, that's the type of attention you don't want if you actually want attention.
Yeah.
If you want to survive and not be just a fleeting moment in whatever fame you're seeking,
Exactly.
I would agree with that. You don't want to just be known for the guy who lit his fart on fire and he burned his balls. You just that doesn't want to be you. You don't want to be that guy.
Actually, that seems like a kind of fun thing to be known for.
Yeah, I'm the guy who lit my nuts on fire. So, and Shane, you can talk about this too, but I was going to say, so a lot of the what would you do for fame things, the era of this started a lot with Jackass.
oh yeah.
In the 2000s when Jackass aired, and they were people professionals, mind you, who did stunts that spawned people to do other things like that. And so a lot of these internet challenges, and we did a lot of research on this. I'm not saying like Jackass is the sole reason why this became a thing.
No.
I mean,
But
like dudes have been doing this
Yeah,
shit.
we've
all been doing this shit for
fraternities
I'm
have been doing this shit
calling out
forever.
men specifically here. We do dumb shit because we think it's going to get us laid all the time.
Or because we just think it's flat out funny.
It's funny, yeah.
How many times have, I mean, Chris, me, you, and Ted, like,
We
just
go on lots of misadventures.
done the dumbest things because we think it's funny.
Let me tell you about Edward 40 Hands.
The stuff that gets people like really
Page
famous online for
right
being stupid
here.
nowadays is the stuff that teenagers have been doing
For fucking decades.
ever.
It's crazy. It's crazy the things that you see people do. The Tide Pod thing,
Oh,
you know, I'm an old
God.
man. I don't always
Tide Pod.
consume media in the very rapidly, and so I got on the train kind of late.
Yeah,
I saw that,
late
and
to
immediately
that.
my thought was,
What
Jesus
the
Christ,
fuck?
that's poison. Like I literally just thought it was poison, and why would you do that to yourself?
How
didn't
many
think
people
it
were
was
actually doing
poison.
that though?
There was a significant amount of people doing it. It
I
was
just-
almost as, to me, from what I saw, and correct me if I'm wrong, Shane, because I know you did a lot of the research for this one. This was on the level of the ice bucket challenge. People would just do it. And just
No,
mean,
it was not on that
you don't think it was that level? Okay,
Because
think
I
that.
personally
wasn't
never
Ice
saw.
Bucket.
Yeah, Ice Bucket was a thing that everybody
everyone
was doing.
did, like
Okay,
even
okay.
the older generation. But it was.
So I never actually really saw too many Tide Pod challenge videos. Like I looked it up, I remember. Maybe YouTube was like actively deleting
were.
those videos.
I think
But I remember the only ones I ever saw were fake ones, where they would like make a fake Tide Pod
Interesting.
and
think
try
it
to
was
make it
more of a
seem like
meme.
they were using a real one.
So this one, okay, that's good to know then, because I didn't know that.
I think the Tide Pod thing was a very short-lived thing that became more of a meme than an actual
Interesting. Okay, good to
thing.
know.
But it was a big enough issue that it became a danger to actual like
Yeah, people
younger
were
children.
hospitalized.
So that's the
that
thing is,
were more
kids
gullible.
don't have that like
They don't
that
have the
knowledge.
Exactly.
to know.
That's so good. Yeah, that's a good thing to
the
notate.
dangerous part.
Mhm.
Is
I think a lot of the ones that happened were kids who were just, I think it was like the hospital records coming in because like
Yeah.
the kid hears about that, they're like, "Lol, Tide Pod, that's like so funny."
I'm gonna do it with my
Like, they
friends.
don't
I'm
know.
gonna put it on the internet.
Well, and it's like
yeah.
This little
liquid
bit
that burns
of
off.
lemon pulp looks like
Okay, what do
a
you
single
mean?
sperm. Can we zoom in on this single sperm?
This is a little
we
sperm.
cannot zoom in on the single sperm.
On a serious note, that's something that I think is worth talking about. If we don't, we'll segue from the ones that are very clearly stupid, like lighting yourself on fire and
Yeah,
Tide
those are
Pods.
kind of like
Tide Pods.
those are kind of like the outliers
Yeah.
of the whole
Yeah.
situation.
So, someone that the internet loves to talk about is Logan and Jake Paul. because we love talking about Logan Jake
Who
Paul.
are they?
Yeah, who are those
Oh,
people who are
God.
unbelievably famous for doing very terrible things?
This is why they're famous. This goes back to what I said earlier, though. The only reason they're famous is because we're talking about them.
Exactly. We're feeding the problem.
We really are.
Jake Paul just like 5 or 6 days ago did that whole entire video where he was pretty much promoting that gambling site for children.
Yeah.
So like he still only cares about money and attention and fame is really what it kind of comes down to.
And the
He
example
puts those things in front of everything else.
that's his value. That's where his core values are lying.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that we wanted to talk about today was I think it was Logan Paul was saying, and I've got some points about this that we talked about.
Yeah.
Logan Paul made that statement like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go gay for the month of March," and everyone, of
Lost
course,
their shit.
lost their mind, and that's
Which is
the
what he
attention he
wanted.
exactly wanted. And so I want to talk about that a little bit because number
Wait, is
one,
he actually going to do it though? Because if he actually does it, that'd be kind of funny.
oh yeah,
I kinda
it's
love it,
hilarious.
yeah.
But
I mean,
it was
is he going to make a
he-
gay sex tape? Like, what's going to happen?
He had
I
a
hope
weirdly
so.
profound statement about.
He did.
It was So he was talking
Oh my
like someone was
God.
interviewing him, and they were like, "So do you not like? Are you diminishing gay as a choice? What do you think about this?" He's like, "No. He's like, I love gay dudes. A lot of my fans are gay dudes. Very
Oh, yeah.
Logan Paul is like, I fucking love gay dudes. He's like, so what? If I want to fuck dudes for a month, like that's what I want to do.
He's like,
who
I
cares?
love them.
Yeah,
I love gay
it.
dudes.
Maybe whatever.
What if I want to fuck dudes for a
And
month?
so
It's
she was like,
fine.
"Are you bisexual?" And he was like, "I mean, I don't want to put a label or anything,
He's
but
like,
like,
he's
if
like,
I want
I
to fuck
am
a dude,
who I am.
Yeah, it
I
was.
haven't seen this.
It was.
This is like a very
we're-
thought-provoking,
Yeah,
honestly.
it is. I'm obviously using some hyperbole. I'm embellishing a lot. I'm kind of creating the character
Yeah.
of Logan Paul. But
But-
that's what I got out of his conversation was he's like, so what if I want to fuck a couple dudes? Like, who gives a shit? Why do you got to put a label on
Yeah.
it? So
Why do you
mad
gotta
respect
put
for
a
that because
label
that's sort of kind of where modern study of gender and sexuality is kind of going. Is this like labelless ether that we don't have to put a label on everything? We just are who we are. But at the same time,
He's a really famous guy, so he's probably around a lot of super attractive fuckable dudes.
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like-
Okay, listen, not to out anybody, but we all fuck dudes here. So, you know. Except for Ted. Ted's
Except for Ted.
Ted's the straightest man that ever lived.
He's not on camera, so he didn't count for a second.
So the antithesis of the conversation, though, is does it set a bad example for people who go, oh, well, so he makes gay a choice. So,
Yeah.
you know, and so that's where the problematic part of it
That makes
lies
sense.
because it diminishes people who are
Are-
fighting for, you know, sexuality not being something you choose. And so, again, with what would you do for fame, that's very clearly he was getting some sort of attention out of that.
Yeah.
Even
A lot
though
of.
what he said about it wasn't actually that bad when he explained himself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people who are knee-jerk reactors or maybe people who are conservative use that as a platform to say, well, this guy's choosing to do this. So
Yeah.
clearly,
To be fair,
It's
for
a
the whole
choice.
thing like this, I doubt Logan Paul even thought that far
right.
into
He,
it.
yeah.
No, he clearly
Not to
did.
judge the
Fine.
dude, but no way homeboy's that insightful or that
No.
woke, you know?
No, I mean, this was clearly, people are gonna lose their shit over this. And, like, to be fair, I didn't give a shit about Logan Paul. And then my sister was like, hey, what about Logan Paul going gay for a month? And I was like, oh shit, he's going
Oh,
gay?
motherfucker.
What the fuck, for a month?
All right, so fuck me. I don't
Well,
remember what we
I'm
were talking
drunk.
about. Yeah, we became drunk while we took a little break.
Okay, wait.
We were talking about.
Let's figure out what we're talking about and then come back.
Many minutes later.
So we were talking
Logan
about.
Paul.
I know we were saying, so yes, Logan Paul had some very actually interesting insights. So, okay, guys, fuck.
What are you getting upset? What are you laughing
I just.
This is going to be a shit show episode. That's the intro right there. Okay. So we talked about Logan Paul. We talked about Tide Pods. Have you guys seen those videos of parents fucking with their kids?
Those are my favorite.
Daddy 05. That was
Oh, that's the one. I
huge.
couldn't think of the name. You know, we've got parents pranking kids, people pranking strangers.
Yeah.
You know, what do you guys think about that?
I was just thinking about the one where you hide hot dogs in strangers' pockets.
I forgot about that.
That's my favorite
Wait,
one.
say that again?
You hide hot dogs in strangers' pockets.
It's- okay, here's
I
where,
love harmless pranks.
here's
Those
where
are
we're the
my
problem.
favorite.
Amazing.
Here's where we're the problem because we thought that was the funniest thing that ever happened, and I would consume media like that.
Okay, but imagine this. Imagine you're a
It's
very
so funny.
imagine you're a very
It's so
strict
good.
vegan.
Oh my god!
and you
it's
find
even
a hot
better.
dog in your pocket.
That makes it funnier, actually.
I know it does. It's so shitty. This is where we're the problem. This isn't the most chaotic episode
Oh,
of Cocktails and
God.
Convos we've ever had.
That's what I do.
Right. And so I'm trying to be all serious. Like, today we're very serious newscasters, and we're talking about the problems of the cinnamon challenge.
People come to the internet
And-
for serious newscastings. Parents pranking kids is honestly where we were before
Where
it kind
we
of
were.
got distracted.
that channel is they got shut down a couple times. They made a new one, right?
They lost custody of
Yeah.
the kids.
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, right. That's real. You
They
don't
were
want
putting
to.
their kids through like emotional turmoil.
Emotional
for views
trauma.
on
I
YouTube.
mean, well, I'm drunk.
Yeah, guys,
Um,
I'm so sorry. This is gonna be a long episode. Let's get just a slightly back on track. So the real question we're trying to ask about this episode is weird and dumb things people do problematic? You know?
I would say,
So what do you think, Tyler?
I would personally say, yeah, it is a little bit problematic. I think pranks are awesome. I think doing
They're
like,
fun. Yeah.
I think doing like arbitrarily weird shit for the internet for views can be great and funny as long as it isn't at the expense of another person or a group of people, or as long as it's not, or yourself, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, if it like, for example, I've done a few like
Oh, see, I was like,
challenge
yeah,
videos.
you've done some things.
the
Yeah.
things I've done is like I've been doing video game racing competitions on the internet for a long time.
Years.
And sometimes we do like challenges if you're a loser. So like me and my friend Donna, we did a race through Mario Galaxy and I lost. So what I had to do is I had to go to this outdoor section of a mall down in Texas dressed up as Princess Peach. And and we brought a bunch of cupcakes and let
Can you show me this? Is this on the internet? Can I
Yeah.
watch this?
Can we
Yes.
see
And
this?
I let strangers throw cupcakes at me as a princess in the middle of a mall.
I love that. I'm so excited to watch this. I haven't seen this yet.
So I think like
Oh my goodness.
so doing stuff like that where it is embarrassing and it is at the expense
it's
of you.
much
like,
less
that's-
harmful.
Yeah, that's like the I think the right way to do things for fame.
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
It's not pushing it too far.
you're
It's
not
like
lighting yourself on fire. You're not jumping on top of a car on the highway, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
it's not like
You're not
ultra
hurting
attention seeking. It's
other
like yeah, it's
people.
funny, it's embarrassing.
Well,
It's like
and the nice thing is it's linked to your other media too. I think you're right. I think there's a right way to do things that are not problematic and not harmful, but it allows you to do things that are harmless but embarrassing to you personally, that are much more fun and not mean-spirited in a sense. Does that make sense?
yeah, and as long as it doesn't even put you as a person in danger.
And
too.
yeah, but you're not you're not putting
So
yourself
like
at
the
risk.
whole Kiki challenge where people got outside of their cars and then
I
danced.
remember
like,
that.
"Kiki."
Yeah, I do remember
Do you
that.
love it?
Yeah.
Like you're literally letting a car drive itself. Like that's not
Yeah.
People got really hurt from that. Like,
exactly
really hurt
Like,
from that.
If you're putting your actual like own life on the line just because you want to become famous, like those one people, like that
Wrong.
one couple that was trying to make themselves famous by shooting a
Oh
gun
yeah, the book.
through a whole line of
Oh my
dictionaries.
goodness, yeah, that's crazy. I forgot about that example.
Yeah, it's just
Um,
not. First off,
it's
it's
not
not
worth
worth
it.
it.
No.
You're not gonna
Yeah.
get famous. Like people might know about
Yeah,
you for
you're
a split
15
second.
minutes.
It's almost infamous instead of famous.
But if you want to be famous, the only way that you should want to be famous for is for a reason where people are actually looking up to you because you actually gave them value in their lives.
Right.
That's the type of fame that's like, in my opinion, the only fame you would ever want.
And something that you said to me when I first met you that really resonated with me is you were talking about your videos and how much passion you had for making videos and how you didn't want to just be maybe another Let's Play person. You wanted to put production value and set yourself apart. And I think that's exactly on the money is don't just do problematic and controversial things because you think it's going to get you fame. Put in the work, be the artist you know you are and you want to be, and create something that has some value to it.
yeah.
And I think that's where I think, this is my personal opinion, but where I think YouTube should go is, you know, here on Cocktails and Convos, we try to put a lot of work into our videos, and you know, we want to be artists and not just do. I mean, this is crazy. We're doing Edward 40 hands. We're doing our Edward 40 hands right now because it was ironic and funny for the episode, but you
For
know,
the most part, this isn't our vibe.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
not at all.
So it's like a total like frat move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're playing a game right now. But I think, honestly, the answer to our question, is it problematic that there are things that people do that gain them infamy and fame I think yes.
Yeah.
The answer it is problematic, and it is hard to distinguish between where's the line?
Yeah.
How far do you go? But yeah, it is awful sometimes that people see people light themselves on fire, get famous, and so now I'm gonna try it, and maybe we're gonna get injured, and I think that about wraps it for how we all personally feel about it. But yeah,
Things like taking it back. The thing
yeah,
is,
for sure.
doing stuff like that does put you at like a viral level of like recognition.
Absolutely.
And that's the reason why people like Jake and Logan Paul keep on doing the stupid stuff they do. Because like realistically, those guys are really talented. They have a huge viewer base. Like they have such a big
clearly
platform.
they put in the work. Yeah.
They could use that and just be like content. Like they don't need to have all their numbers continuously always be in that viral high number.
Yeah.
Like if they were okay with seeing a slight decrease in viewership, they could actually have a great viewer base. And
Incredible and very supportive community. The people fight for those dudes. People will come out of the woodworks and the comments and just fight.
well, that's because
unbelievable.
they put out a lot of content. They put out, both of them put out like near daily content.
I didn't know that. I thought it was weekly.
And they both did daily vlogs before their controversies came out.
Oh, that's right.
And so they put themselves in these positions where they did have like fans that like love them and stuff, because if you take this like one like small like terrible moment and like shine light onto it, people think that's like all they stand for.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if that's like, if you watch some of their videos, like those are like the worst moments.
Right,
but there is a lot of smaller
You see
like
Yeah,
the
there-
vlogs, the daily vlogs. You see like
There's more humanity there. There's
the
less.
humanity
Yeah.
of their everyday lives.
yeah. They still do a lot of stupid shit though. Like,
I mean,
That's
what
real.
guy does.
Use your fame responsibly and understand that your viewer base, especially those two as a younger viewer base, understand that they're seeing you and they want to emulate your behavior because you're their hero. But you know what, guys? This has been a really wonderful, very intoxicated conversation. And you know what, my friends? Cheers to you. Thank you so much for being
you guys
here.
have left?
I'll say
I've got one beer left.
I've got about a half a beer left. Having a good time. But I think we should close this one out today. So
let's call it.
yeah, let's call it today. Cheers to you, my friends.
Welcome to the conversation.
I think we did I think that was a healthy conversation that we
That's
had.
fucking great.
I'm much more lit than I anticipated.
Maybe mentally healthy,
Oh, yeah.
not physically healthy.
Yeah.